Hi, welcome back to LSC's online video tutorials part 3.1 of arrays. In the previous video, we talked about how arrays are initialized and declared. Now, for this video, we're going to be talking about how arrays or how sample of arrays can be applied. So, we have here three problems. The first problem, we have to create a sample Java program so that the output of the array are in ascending order. Then the second problem, we have to do the same sample but in a subarray. And on the third problem, we have to do it on the same thing but in descending order. So first, let's give you the long method. So what we're gonna do is here we have the array of this one, the array of 13, 7, 6, 45, 9, 45, sorry, 45, 21, 9, 101, and 102. So we're gonna be implementing the bubble sort. So let's start with creating our int I with equal to 0 and a boolean swap equals to true. So this will serve as our true function for a while, so that it will constantly check all of the variables as it pass by the integer array. So while then a for loop where int z is equal to 0 such that z is still less than the array dot length minus 1 z plus plus. So we're using array dot length minus 1 because we only want to take into consideration second to the last number to get its pair, which is the last number. So if the array z is greater than array z plus 1, sorry z minus 1, then it goes past int temp equal to array z minus 1. Then the array z minus 1 is equal to array z, and then array z is equal to the temp, then I plus plus, to take into consideration that it swapped this number of times. So if I is equal to 0, it means that the for loop never swap, or the array never swap, meaning it's already in its ascending order. So take a look, and then we're gonna print how the final output of the array would be look like. So modified array plus so yes, modify it, and we're gonna be printing the integer array. So it has to be so I'm gonna be forwarding this part to fix the error. Oh, sorry, my mistake. It's supposed to be z plus 1, not z minus 1. So I'm gonna change everything. So fast forward now, we got this. So if you're gonna wonder, we can actually shorten this period into one line through the use of um, a singular or a more efficient method, arrays, using arrays.sort, or the built-in function of array, which is called sort. So I'm gonna call it array. Let's go to arrays sort oracle, and jump to the oracle. And then we'll see um the different functions in array, and then we're going to look at sort. So sort refers to implement to sorry, wrong highlight, to sorts the specific array into ascending order, or ascending numerical order. So what this does is it just makes the array follow an order where it's less than to greater than, least to greatest, sorry. So the take into consideration are that sort to itself, sorry, my bad, supposed to be arrays that sort with the parameter of the array. So given that, if we run it, we were still able to get the same result through just one line. So let's go to the second one. So here we have to sort the whole array, but only for specified subarray, meaning we only want to take into consideration a part of the array, not the entire array. So going back to the previous code, copy paste this one, and then let's copy paste the entire code again, the bubble sort that we used a while ago, but this time instead of starting with 0, we're gonna be having an int starting index or a starting end. So we would like to say start with index 1, and then int ending index or ending end equal to 5. So we're gonna change the factor. So instead of z equals 0, it's gonna be starting index, then z is supposed to be less than to ending index minus 1. That we would only take into consideration the final one, final code. So if you run this, we're going to be getting the same same answer, only for a subarray of index 0 or index 1. Now if we're gonna do it in the context of sort, there's also another function, sort, where it has an array, an index, a starting index or from index, then to index. So this sort is sorts the specific range of the array into ascending order. The range is to be sorted extends from the index from index inclusive to the index to index, exclusive if from index is equal to into index, the range to be sorted is empty. So in the case example, if the from index is 1 and the 5 is to index, it would only take into consideration the numbers from index 1 to 4, since its limit is from the to index. So yeah, so going back, so we're gonna add the two parameters, starting index or starting and ending index. So it should give us the same answer if you run it, and voila, we got the answer, the same answer. So moving on to the third one, we have still the same numbers. So this time we have to change the array, instead of the ascending to its descending order. So if we're gonna take into consideration arrays that sort, all you have to do is you just have to create this one. So we just have to change the index to collections dot reverse order as specified here. Reverse order is a comparable which will also be talked about in future videos. So, however, there's a problem if we're gonna take a look. If we fast forward, you would see that there's a problem here. So in this parable, it only takes into consideration in integer, not int. So we have to change int into an integer, since integer is a primitive type that is more suitable for comparable. So if we're gonna change it, we were successfully able to change it too. So that's end for part 3.1. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned to